God's Spirit actually meets you at your deepest weakness. Kailangan daw natin mag-create ng moments kung saan alam natin na may mas malalim pang experience with the Lord. And if we only allow emotions, circumstances to dictate what that is, we will never fully understand. Kaya may mga Christians, though they call themselves Christians, hindi talaga sila lumalalim sa kanilang experience sa Panginoon Diyos. Bakit hindi sila lumalalim sa kanila experience? Kasi laging parang surface level lang ang approach nila sa Panginoon.
Much deeper, we want to walk further with you, walk further with you. Into the deep I will go with you, submerge my feet to my head in all of you. As your presence falls, I am drowned in your love. Immerse me into the deep. I will go with you. Submerge my feet to my head in all of you. As your presence falls, I am drowned in your love. Immerse me into the deep. I will go with you. Submerge my feet to my head in all of you. As your presence falls, I am drowned in your love. Into the deep I will go with you. Submerge my feet to my head and all of you. As your presence falls, I am drowned in your love. Immerse me, immerse me into the deep. I will go with you. Submerge my feet to my head and all of you. As your presence falls, I am drowned in your love. Immerse me into the deep. This is our prayer today, Lord, that we go deeper in you, Jesus. As your presence falls, I am drowned in your love. Immerse me into the deep. I will go with you. Submerge my feet to my head and all of you. As your presence falls, I am drowned in your love. Immerse me.
Ngayon naman, pag-uusapan natin ang lalo pang paglalim sa Panginoon. That is why week number 4 is answering the deep call. In Psalm 42 verse 7, ito po yung verse na binasa ko or binanggit ko sa video or intro video natin sa Covenant Celebration. Deep calls to deep, in the roar of your waterfalls, all your waves and breakers have swept over me. May the Lord add blessing to the reading of His Word. Dito po sa Psalm 42, ito po ay sinulat ng mga sons of Korah. Okay? They're worship leaders. You know, they are used by the Lord, you know, to lead people in worship. Kaya lang, nung time na ito, sobra yung paglulong nila sa tamang worship because they have been separated from their true worship kasi hindi sila makapagsamba sa temple. And we all know the history of Israel, di po ba? When they are good, when they are obedient, when they are holy before the Lord, talagang bumubuhos din yung pagpapala ng Panginoon sa kanila. But in times wherein the people are disobedient, o kaya they are living in sin, o kaya they would honor other gods except the one and true God, darating yung mga kaalaban kasi aalisin ng Lord yung protection niya, and they'll be defeated, they'll be taken as captives. So in this particular case, hindi nila magawa yung mga bagay na gusto nilang gawin. Bakit? Because the temple is not available for them. Now, if you have Catholic background, sino po yung may mga Catholic backgrounds? Taas nga po ang kamay. Diba? I think you will begin to understand this because, I see still a lot of Catholics today na pagdadaan sila sa simbahang Katoliko, pag may nadadaanan po sila na paano ba, yung statue, whether Santo Niño o kaya si Virgin Mary, they would stop and they would do the sign of the cross. So parang ganun yung idea ng mga Israelites. Worship was always attributed, or doing worship was always attributed to the temple. Hindi kagaya natin ngayon, kahit walang church, alam natin na pwede nating purihin ng Diyos. Right? Diba? In the comforts of your own home, in your car, o nasan ka man, diba pwede kang dumiretso sa Lord. You can worship Him. And wherever that place is, it can be considered your altar. Or pwede nating sabihin na, I have the temple of God in me, I have the temple of God with me, because the Bible says we are the temple of God. So, ibig sabihin, walang issue para sa atin na purihin at sambahin ng Panginoon kahit saan man tayo nandoon. But for the people as part of religion and tradition, napakahalaga ng temple. So ngayon na meron silang mga problema, meron silang mga pangailangan, they could not fully cry out to God. So they were really crying out to God in their desperation. Kaya lumabas nga yung deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. All your waves and breakers have swept over me. When you think about this, diba, wag natin i-take for granted yung opportunity at blessing na na-enjoy natin ngayon sa Panginoon Diyos to have this place, to be able to worship God. Pero pag sinabi bang deep call, ano ba talaga ang tinutukoy doon? Ito po yun, the deep call inside of you is an invitation to encounter the deep of God. Yan po ang parang pinakabuod ng ating pong pag-uusapan. Number 1, ano po ba ito? Recognize the deep longings in you. Ano yung mga deep longings as we talk about answering the deep call? Well, basically, ito pong deep longings ay dinidescribe sa Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. Sabi po dyan, He has made everything beautiful in its time. And then this underlined part, sabi, He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. Ito po yung mga deep longings. Nagmumula po yan sa bagay na tinanim ng Lord sa puso ng bawat tao. Bawat nilikha. There is a longing for eternity. Basically saying, there is a longing for God. Or a longing to be with God. Bakit? Kasi nahiwalay na nga ang tao sa Diyos dahil nga sa kasalanan. And yes, we are now connected with God once again because of Jesus Christ. Dahil may pananampalataya tayo sa Kanya, Jesus now acts as the bridge to bridging the gap between us and God. Kaya lang, hindi pa rin ganap o hindi pa rin kumpleto yung ugnayan kasi hindi ito yung ugnayan na na-experience ni Adam at ni Eve bago sila bumagsak sa kasalanan. A great example of that is Hannah. Si Hannah po yung mother ni Samuel. Samuel, probably the greatest prophet, in the Old Testament. Nung time na siya ay nasa temple on this particular instance in 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 9 to 16. The usual na nananalangin siya at dumudulog siya sa Panginoon, isa lang naman palagi ang nilalaman ng prayers ni Hannah. Siya ay i-bless ng Lord na magkaanak. Kasi wala nga siyang anak. At yung other wife ng kanyang husband ay may anak o may mga anak. So whenever they come to Jerusalem to celebrate, they are able to fully enjoy, the sacrifices that are intended for families. Pero si Hannah, hindi niya yun magawa. At dahil di niya yun magawa, every year she would cry out to God. Pero in this particular instance, speaking about surface level, na nanggagaling talaga dun sa mas malalim na itinanim ng Lord sa atin, ito po yung naging encounter niya with Eli the priest. Let's jump a few scriptures in 1 Samuel 1. Let's go to verse 12. As she kept on praying to the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was praying in her heart, and her lips were moving, but her voice was not heard. Basically, it was just her heart crying out to God, at bubuka lang yung bibig. I guess, we have done it, sometimes, di ba, yung parang nananalangin tayo, pero hindi naman talaga lumalabas yung mga words sa ating bibig, pero gumagalaw yung bibig natin. And Eli thought that she was drunk. At ito po ang sabi, verse 14, how long are you going to stay drunk? Put away your wine. Not so, my Lord, Hannah replied. I am a woman who is deeply troubled. I have not been drinking wine or beer. I was pouring out my soul to the Lord. Do not take your servant for a wicked woman. I have been praying here out of my great anguish and grief. So yung deep na longing sa kanya, nagmamanifest ngayon sa need niya ng isang anak. Gusto niya na tugunan ito ng Panginoon Diyos. Of course, the priest rightly corrects himself in this moment. Ganun ba? Nagkamali pala ako ng intindi sa nangyayari sa'yo. Huwag ka mag-alala. By this time next year, nag-prophesy ngayon sa kanya si Eli, babalik ka dito at meron ka ng anak. And true enough, nangyari nga po ang sinabi sa kanya ng priest. Now let me ask you today, ano yung mga manifestations ng deep longing na ito? Ano yung mga cry out mo sa buhay? I want you to understand that they are really coming from a deep desire to reconnect with God. Kaya ka tumatawag sa Diyos kasi deep inside of you, may itinanim ang Panginoon Diyos para i-draw ka papunta sa Kanya. Now you and I are definitely many, many steps closer to being closer with God compared to a person na hindi pa nakakilala sa Kanya, kay Jesus bilang Panginoon at tagapagligtas. But make no mistake about it, meron ding itinanim na eternity sa kanila. Kaya nga, kapag nabigyan tayo ng pagkakataon and we are able to touch a portion of the life of a person through encouragement, through prayer, or whatever blessing, di ba, na pwede nating maiabot sa kanila, we are helping them to get one step closer to drawing closer to God themselves. Kaya nga ang salvation ay hindi pang grupo. Ang salvation ay individual. Kasi ang pagtatanim ng Lord ng longing na ito sa bawat isa sa atin ay individual din. That's number 1. Number 2, discover the depths of God's presence. So ngayon, naintindihan natin na may malalim palang longing sa atin. There is a depth within us na nagmamanifest na lang sa mga surface levels na mga pag-cry out natin. Pero si God, may lalim din po siya. There is also a depth when it comes to God. At ito ay may kinalaman, syempre, sa kanyang mercy, sa kanyang wisdom, sa kanyang pag-ibig, at marami pa pong iba. In Ephesians chapter 3, verse 17 hanggang 19, so that, sabi rito, Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the Lord's people, to grasp how wide and long and high, and ito na po yung salita, and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. So grabe, di ba? Ibig sabihin, 4-dimensional yung pag-ibig ng Diyos. Ganun po katindi ito. Ibig sabihin, nasasakop niya ang lahat ng bagay sa buhay natin. In Psalm 36 verse 6, your righteousness is like the highest mountains, your justice like the great deep. You, Lord, preserve both people and animals. But here's the interesting thing. We have not really scratched the surface when it comes to understanding the deep things of God. Hindi pa talaga. Now, here's something interesting, an interesting fact. Oceanographers say, with all our equipment, all our knowledge, all our science, at kung ano-ano pa, we have only explored 5% of our ocean's depths. Malalim kasi masyado, di ba, ang ilang portions ng karagatan. And it's not easy to get to them. Can you imagine 5%? Somebody say 5%. Napakaliit nun. God's love, it says there, is even less chartered. And there are still endless mysteries and beauty to be discovered. So, ibig sabihin, what can we do with the other 95% of the ocean's depths? Wala tayong magagawa kundi mag-develop pa ng maraming technology at kung ano-ano pa para makarating tayo dun sa mas malalalim na portions ng ating karagatan. And here's something interesting. When I studied my missions, in seminary school, sabi ng professor ko sa hermeneutics, sabi niya, 95% of the Bible can be understood just by reading it. Ibig sabihin, if it is in a language that you can understand, maiintindihan mo kung anong sinasabi ng Biblia. Meron ka lang daw 5% ng mga scriptures out of the entirety of the Bible. 5% na troublesome na mga scriptures na mahirap i-explain o mahirap ipaliwanag. At doon daw nang gagaling yung marami sa mga debates. Yung mga pagtatalo-talo pagdating sa kung ano ang tama at kung ano yung interpretation. 5%, ganun po yung sinulat ng professor ko doon sa kanyang book. And I found that interesting. Can you imagine this? Available for us to understand para mag-benefit tayo sa salita ng Panginoon Diyos. Pero hindi nga natin binabasa ng maigi yung 95%. Do you understand the point that I'm trying to make? We have not really scratched the surface when it comes to the depths of God. Pero may lalim po talaga pagdating sa Panginoon. And let me tell you this, just coming to church, being here every Sunday, listening to a message is not really going deep with God. I'm sorry to say, pero ang paglalim po sa Panginoon Diyos, bagamat nakakatulong ang Sunday preaching, ito po talaga ay isang personal na bagay. Somebody say personal. So you must have the personal initiative to go deeper with God. Don't settle for surface level faith. Diba? If you are able to pray for a miracle, kagaya ng Lord, sana po wag umulan ngayong araw na ito kasi may importante po akong lakad. And then God answered your prayers kahit na nakalagay sa weather forecast, 'di ba? Ano ba ang pinakamabigat? Red, 'di ba? Red, 'di ba? Yung indicator, red alert, ibig sabihin tapos nagulat ka, supposedly red alert, ibig sabihin sobrang tindi ng bagsak ng ulan, pero hindi bumagsak ang ulan, kagaya po nangyari nung Friday. Na ina-expect natin na maulan, so nag-cancel tayo ng event natin, hindi naman bumagsak ang ulan dito. But apparently, of course, it was more wind rather than rain. Tama, di po ba? Kaya devastating sa ibang mga areas. So, on a particular day, you say, Lord, bigyan mo ako ng magandang panahon kahit may expectation na matindi pag-ulan. Then God answered your prayers. Hindi ka ba magkakaroon ng longing to pray for something greater than just God stopping the rain? Alam mo, ako mas magkakaroon ako ng desire to pray for something even greater. Tama ba? Sabi mo sa katabi mo, parang hindi ka excited. Ang ibig sabihin nun, you want to go deeper with God because you're just scratching the surface. So you have to schedule personal time, to be silent before the Lord, to meditate before God, reading scripture, worship beyond the normal routines, and much, much more. Kailangan maging deliberate ka. Kailangan maging parte ito ng iyong buhay. But it does not just stop with discussing na may lalim sa buhay natin at may lalim pa sa Diyos na kailangan natin maintindihan. Ito po ang importante. Kailangan magtagpo yung dalawang lalim na iyan. That's number 3. We have to experience the meeting place of the two depths. Yung lalim mo at yung lalim ng Diyos, saan ba nagtatagpo? Doon po nanggaling yung phrase na deep calls to deep. It's not only about your cry, but it's about connection. Somebody say connection. When you worship, when you pray or sit in His presence, something inside you resonates with heaven's frequency. Grabe, no? Ano kaya yon? Sabi po sa Romans 8:26, in the same way, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit Himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. Romans 8:26 is saying, in the moment na binigyan mo ng pagkakataon si Lord, nag-resonate kayo together. Though you did not understand kung ano yung pinapagawa ng Diyos at the time, but your spirit was able to catch it, and with wordless groans, ibig sabihin, hindi mo alam, you are praying, you are worshiping, you are interceding because God is saying, I want you to pray, though you do not know what the words are, but I want you to respond. Ganon din po pagdating sa deep, in our deepest cry, as we understand now, dahil tinuro na, pinag-aralan natin, yung cry out ko pala for salvation, yung cry out ko pala for help, ay nanggagaling sa deeper desire to connect with God. Meron daw itong tinitrigger na nagre-respond din ang Panginoon Diyos. So, a tuning fork, basically, in this particular instance, A. Ibig sabihin yung note niya, A. So, tuning fork B, for example, is also tuned to A. Kahit hindi mo raw patunugin yung B, si A lang ang pinatunog mo. Pag yung sound waves nag-travel at umabot dito sa same frequency, same note na tuning fork, magva-vibrate din daw yan. Tutunog din daw yan. Pero ang tawag dyan ay resonance. So, yung tunog nito, at ang tunog niya, pag pinagsama, mas lumalakas ito. Ibig sabihin, if you add one more tuning fork of the same note and frequency, mas magiging times 3 po yung resonance. In this particular case, ang sinasabi natin, if we resonate with God, doon natin mauunawaan, ma-appreciate ang tunay na connection sa Kanya. But here's the thing, hindi tayo yung nag-i-initiate nung frequency because God is always the one connecting and reaching out to us. Hindi tayo we need to understand what this means. Hindi nag-respond si Lord kasi narinig ka niya. Hindi ganon. Tayo yung nag-respond sa panawagan niya. God's Spirit actually meets you at your deepest weakness. Kailangan daw natin mag-create ng moments kung saan alam natin na may mas malalim pang experience with the Lord. And if we only allow emotions, circumstances to dictate what that is, we will never fully understand. Pagdating sa pananampalataya, pag malalim ang ugnayan natin sa Panginoon Diyos, hindi rin basta-basta ang ating pananampalataya. Hindi rin ito basta-basta matitinag. Kaya ngayon, hopefully, mas naintindihan nating lahat ang ibig sabihin, paano ba talaga ang lumalim sa Panginoon Diyos? Ang ibig sabihin po nun ay ganito. When you cry out to God, you don't cry out to Him from just the surface level issues, problems. You say, I want to go deeper to that very core call that God has placed in my life, which is eternity in the human heart. And I want to cry out to the deeper things of God. Yun po ang tunay na ibig sabihin nun. So, the fourth is this. We have to respond to the call into His depths. The psalmist isn't only overwhelmed, he is being drawn deeper. God, in the same way, calls you out of the shallows and into a more surrendered, completely laid down, living sacrifice kind of life. Sabi sa Isaiah 55:1, come all you who are thirsty, come to the waters, and you who have no money, come buy and eat. Come buy wine and milk without money and without cost. Let me ask you something today. Ano yung mga needs natin? Ano yung mga cry out natin sa Panginoon Diyos? Sometimes you have to admit that you have a need. And you have to approach God intentionally. You must create space for Him. You must create space for Scripture. You must create time for prayer and other things na nagagawa o ginagawa ng mga Christian para mapalapit sa Panginoon Diyos. And in that moment that you go deeper with God, what happens? There will be transformation. May tunay na pagbabago. Sabi ni Corrie ten Boom, there is no pit so deep that God's love is not deeper still. So let's close with this statement. God's presence is deeper than your pain. His mercy is deeper than your sin. His wisdom deeper than your confusion. Pag lumalim ka sa Panginoon, this is what you're going to see. This is far different from being rescued from the flood and being taken through the fire. Kasi pag lumalim ka sa Panginoon, ano mangyayari? Pag ito yung problem mo, pag lumalim ka, ganito magiging perspective mo. Kasi lumalim eh. Diba? Hindi naman pwedeng lumalim, taas pataas. So what do you see? You see that, yan yung mga problems. Pero grabe, dito sa paglalim ko, si Lord nandito rin pala. Diba? Mas maganda pa pala dito. Bakit? Kasi mas naintindihan ko na kahit anong bagay ang nangyayari sa paligid ko, hindi ito ang magdidictate kung anong mangyayari sa akin. Yung ugnayan ko sa Panginoon Diyos, ang tunay na dapat kong panghawakan at panampalatayaan.